Sunny FM is excited to announce its Couples Retreat 2025.
Like a dream come true.
The Couples Retreat train is heading to the beautiful city of Takoradi this year. Prepare for a refreshing and unforgettable weekend getaway at the Western Serene Atlantic Hotel, crowned with a special daycation at the Groove, a Sipon Beach Resort. Date 29th to the 31st of August 2025.
Good evening, madam.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well, and you?
I'm good, thank you. Before we zoom into a conversation, I'm curious about the G concept. What's it all about?
Okay, so the G concept is a guidance program that helps individuals make the right choices by exposing them to the consequences of the choices they want to make.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah,
It's good because sometimes when we don't know the consequences, we just jump into it.
exactly.
And we forget that there are consequences attached to everything that we do.
Exactly. So we use the bottom up approach. You've
Okay.
got to know the consequences of the steps you want to take before you go into it, so that you'll be guided.
All right. Well, this evening we are talking a very interesting topic we are discussing today. But I want us to first share with this because a lot of time people talk about divorce, separation. How people share their issue and people say you need to separate for some time. Some too say this one there, so no. We don't advise divorce though, but this one there. And so what's the difference between divorce and separation?
Okay, so to start with, the laws of Ghana does not support separation. There is no legal backing for separation in the laws.
Okay.
Yes, so for that aspect, and because of our time, I wouldn't want to talk so much about it. But separation, as we know, is when couples who were supposed to, marriage, you cannot decide to live elsewhere while your maybe other spouse voluntarily. Maybe I know that there are exceptions whereby maybe one person is working in a different location and they could separate. But that is not the kind of separation we are talking about in this particular discussion. So where the two parties cannot seem to live under the same roof because of certain happenings and they want to stay in different locations. So that can simply be defined as what separation. And then when we come to the divorce proper, yes, so divorce in this situation, I would like to take us to the fact that one marriage is a contract. Yes, whether we like it or not. It doesn't matter where it's celebrated, whether it's in the church or it's celebrated in the garden, wherever it is, or even in the office. Whether you were wearing agbada or you were wearing one pair of trousers or whatever.
Right.
It is a contract.
A contract.
And so you must know the rules of engagement. Would you go for a contract without knowing the rules of engagement? No. And that is the challenge we have in society.
That's right.
Right now, because a lot of people are going into this contract without necessarily knowing what is involved, the package they have ahead of them. Now, I'm not a lawyer, but then I will try as much as possible to discuss this topic, not in the technicality terms, so that I wouldn't will have to go detail into the law. But then we are going to talk about what actually, if marriage is a contract, what actually could be some of the grounds for divorce, as we are discussing the divorce itself. What could be the cause of divorce? So under the contract, which is marriage that we are discussing, we have different types of marriages. But for the discussion, let's limit it to customary marriage and then the ordinance, marriage and the ordinance. Now we see a lot of people, we all do it. You have the engagement, which is the customary marriage. Customary marriage is simply marrying under the customary laws of that particular setting. So you are getting married to a lady in maybe an Ewe land or Ashanti land, and the customs of that land is what you are marrying by. So that's customary marriage.
Okay.
So that's what we all call the engagement.
Okay.
Then the ordinance is which you marry under the law of ordinance. And with that particular one, you see that a lot of us are contracting two marriages, because at the end of the day, you do the customary and then you go back and do the ordinance. When you do that, it means you've converted your marriage from customary to ordinance marriage.
Okay.
Yeah, and then let me also state this, that customary marriage is polygamous by nature. If I say it's polygamous by nature, I am referring to the fact that the man has the right to other women, as in if he wants to marry more than one. So he has, as far as he can take care of them, as many as possible. It's not bound by what? By any law or restricted.
Interesting.
Yes. And that's why I told you the topic is very broad. And then if it is ordinance, marriage by ordinance, that is monogamous in nature. One man, one wife. You cannot do two wives.
Okay.
And if you try or you attempt to do that, two wives getting married a second time, that becomes bigamy. Also under the law. So then I don't want us to digress. So let me go back. So I was mentioning the fact that one of the reasons for divorce is adultery.
Okay.
Yeah, so adultery.
Before you continue, let me just announce that we are live on YouTube, on Facebook, and on Sunny TV. And so you can go there and then watch us live. And also subscribe to our YouTube and our Facebook channel as we post our daily content there as well. Please continue.
All right. So I was mentioning that there are certain reasons for divorce under the ordinance. So now we are zooming into ordinance.
Ordinance, yes.
Under the ordinance, one of the reasons is adultery.
Okay.
We have unreasonable behavior. We also have desertion and then nullity. So let me start with the nullity.
Okay.
When you say nullity, or you want to annul the marriage or nullity proceedings, you are referring to the fact that the marriage never existed. You might have gone to do all the party, dance your agbaja in bobobo or whatever it is, sign all that you have to sign, drink the beer, booze, fall down and roll on the floor. But at the end of the day, if there is no consummation of that marriage, then it means it's what? There is no marriage. So the consummation in this case, we are talking about your sexual, the first sex after the marriage.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, say, what about in the past. But once you signed, the first sex is what? Consummation of that marriage. So if you haven't consummated your marriage, there is no marriage in the first place. So in that case, you can just decide to go for nullity proceedings.
That's interesting.
Yes.
Very interesting.
So you find certain men, they are not healthy there, down there, and they decide not to tell their partner, only to get inside. Why do we have honeymoon? You're supposed to go for honeymoon for consummation. So at the end of the day, they did not consummate the marriage because they were unable to perform. They were unable to do anything, function properly. There is one thing that a lawyer says, and that's so funny. You said that some people go and do brush work, whereby they are not able to achieve full penetration. They just brush the surface. That is not consummation. You understand? So
that's an interesting one.
So I want to leave it there. So that's the first one.
Yeah,
and then we are talking about adultery. Yeah, we all know what adultery. Adultery in this, we are talking about a man who is married, legally married, monogamous marriage, and decide to go for a side chick.
Or a woman.
Or a woman who goes for maybe a side cock.
That's the first one. Okay.
Yeah, so it's either ways. So when you do that, at the end of the day, you have committed what? Adultery. But there is a clause here, a caveat here. The caveat is that you must find it intolerable. The party that is
affected.
that is affected, must find the adultery what? Intolerable. Meaning that you can't sit with it.
Yeah.
There are men who can cheat on their partners, or spouses that can cheat on their partner without it affecting the marriage. So that is not intolerable, because you must prove to the court that yes, it is I can't take it any longer. So that is under that particular one, you can file for divorce. And then another one is unreasonable behavior. Unreasonable behavior is also one of the broad areas that you must, under ordinance, one thing to take note is that you must prove whatever you are saying. He who alleges
evidence. Where's the evidence?
Yes. And with this particulars of unreasonable behaviors, the common one that is very, very common with unreasonable behavior has to do with domestic violence.
Oh, right.
Yes, and domestic violence is a very broad area as well.
That's right.
Yes, so we have under domestic violence, have verbal abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse, financial abuse. So yes, financial abuse. A lot
Financial
of people
abuse.
think financial abuse is
Doesn't exist.
withholding money
From your spouse. Wow.
refusing to take care of the bills when you can afford it, frivolous spending when you neglect your home. These are all what financial abuses.
I mean, we talk little bit about it. I want us to zoom into
Okay.
our conversation for today.
Okay.
And one of the things I want to ask is that if one decides to to get a divorce, or what right, does this person have when they decide, okay, you know what, maybe my partner has cheated on me, I can't take it, I want to leave, or maybe it's abusive, and they say, okay, I want to leave. What are my rights?
Okay. Yeah. So when we talk about, we are still on the ordinance, but I
Yes.
don't want us to get it mixed.
Yes.
Some of the rights you can talk about when it comes to divorce under the ordinance is that we are looking, first of all, and the most interesting part everybody is interested in is in the property rights.
Property.
Yes.
Okay.
The property rights.
Okay.
And then we also have child custody. Then we also have alimony.
Okay.
I think I would like to stick with these three.
Okay.
Yeah. So with the property rights, these are properties that have been acquired during the tendency of the marriage, like during the period of the marriage.
So that means that if my husband had a property before he got married to me, does it mean that I don't have access to that one?
Yes. This is a very technical area.
Okay.
So I think we can defer it for the lawyers to address it for us.
Sure, that's fine.
But then with this particular clause, it's referring to things both parties have acquired
Okay.
during the marriage. So let's say your husband had a house before you got married into that house, and you've been living in that house for some time, so maybe divorce.
Yeah.
Yes. Another part of the law will tell you that since that is the matrimonial home, we have something we call matrimonial home.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes, so that is where you've lived all along. So it becomes like a property that is what that is in the marriage. That is part of the marriage. So that's why I want to tag it as very technical. It depends on scenarios or circumstances.
Okay.
Yeah. But when we talk about property within the marriage, sometimes a man may ask the wife to stay home while he goes and do the work so that she can take care of the children. And the man goes around acquiring property. So in the period of divorce, would that man say, okay, the woman has not acquired any property? It's something that should be contested. Now we have, when it comes to property, we have equity.
Okay.
Yeah, not about maybe just sharing it equally, but it should be what? Equity.
Okay.
The fact that the woman has been home taking care of the kids or even warming your bed during the period of these times you were running around doing all these things, the court is going to look at it. What are the sacrifices
she has
that
made?
you make or you made during this period?
Or even the man made. The sacrifices the man made as well.
Yes, let's say vice versa.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly. So that is one of the rights. Then let's talk about the child custody.
Okay.
Yes, so child custody has to do with who takes the kids, as in who keeps the children. When
that's an interesting one.
Yes, when there is a divorce, because this is a divorce, they are living apart now, and the children cannot also be living apart. They need to belong to someone, especially when it comes to we are talking about children under 18 years. Maybe the social welfare has got its own age category, but then we are talking of underage, and then these children must live with one of the spouse. So who keeps custody of the children? So that's also a right that needs to be explored. So if you, the woman, wants to take custody of the children, sometimes it's contested. The man wants custody, the woman also wants custody. The other times the man doesn't want custody, so it's easy to go. The other times too, the man wants custody, the woman doesn't want, vice versa. So if something that is contended, then it has to be looked into to see who has the right to keep custody of these children. And there are so many factors that are looked at in terms of giving custody to a spouse. Now, the alimony. Yeah, so the alimony is that amount or sum that is awarded to one spouse. I don't want to say the women so that it will look like a spouse for, let's say, after the marriage. The law has it that you are not supposed to, no one is supposed to suffer. Okay, that is why we have all the rights that we see. And then if the marriage has made you less of who you are, then it means that you have to prove it. You prove it, and then you are awarded alimony. So alimony is not always awarded. It depends on the circumstances that is at stake. That is when alimony is awarded.
Okay.
So it can either be awarded to the man, it can also be awarded to the what? To the woman. I don't want the women's
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So that is what I can say about the rights.
Okay. Now, a lot of times when there's divorce going on, or people are going through a divorce, we look at the rights, but we don't look at the responsibilities attached to it.
Okay.
And so I want you to share with us, are there responsibilities when it comes to divorce? And then what are they? So that if somebody just got into marriage 2 months, or that we can know, okay, what are the responsibilities attached to this thing? So if you can share that with us.
Okay, so briefly, again on the marriage under ordinance. When it comes to responsibility, if you are getting divorced, it does not mean that, let me start with the men. It doesn't mean the fact that you are going to file a divorce. It means that you have to stop being responsible. Most people think that, okay, the fact that during this period I'm getting divorced,
Okay.
after the marriage is broken down, so I am no longer interested. But you must prove to the court that it is broken down beyond reconciliation. That is also another point.
All
it's
right.
not a matter of I'm married for 2 days and I am tired. It should be proven that it is broken down what's beyond reconciliation. The court is not just sitting down there to annul or just to go and get a divorce. They believe, that's why they have the ADR, that is the alternative dispute resolution as well. They believe that sometimes these issues can be solved, they can be addressed. So they do their best in order to address them. And if possible, sometimes you can just go to court to file for a divorce. At the end of the day, you don't get your divorce. The court wouldn't grant it. It's not automatic that it is granted. So whilst you are going through all these trials, you should continue to be responsible. Do what you ought to do in terms of both men and women. So as a woman, you know very well that the children are your responsibility in terms of care and all that. Though I know there are some homes that it is rather the men who take care of the kids. But fundamentally, we all know as women that is your responsibility. And you decide, because I'm divorcing their father, I'm no longer going to take care of the kids because we are going through divorce. That your responsibilities does not end until you are finally divorced. And it is when you are divorced that the responsibilities are redefined. So, for example, you have a child custody. The children are with you. Your responsibility is never eroded. It's never taken away.
That's right.
But if you don't have the children, maybe you used to take care of the kids, but the kids are no longer with you. Okay, you are expected to pay their fees, though they are no longer with you. You're supposed to take care of their hospital bills, their upkeep and all that, their maintenance. That responsibility is not taken away. So it is redefined after the divorce. But until the divorce, you still have those responsibilities that you, under normal circumstance, had during the marriage. I hope you are getting my yes. So basically, if I want to make it simple, those responsibilities that you have in marriage still exist.
They still exist.
Still, the marriage it's been cancelled, or a court has issued a divorce certificate for the fact that both of you are no longer married. But especially when there are children involved, the responsibilities towards those children are not they are not taken away. They are redefined for you to continue taking care of them.
So what if a woman is, she and her husband, they are going through divorce? Is she supposed to play her role as a wife by, being intimate with her husband, even though they are going through the divorce? Because it's not finalized. But I mean, they're still living.
So you are talking about the conjugal
yes.
rights. Okay, so like we rightly put it, conjugal rights. During marriage, you have certain rights, like we've already said, in terms of maybe one part is a responsibility and then the rights on the other side. But then once you want to start proceedings with divorce, mostly the other spouse or the party that want to seek divorce may not be in the same let me say
frame of
location.
mind.
No, I'm talking about location.
Okay, location. Okay.
Exactly.
The
And
other
then
party.
I don't know, I mentioned separation as also one of the reasons for divorce. And the law here is saying that it should be 2 years.
Separation.
Yes, that is if that is the cause of the divorce. So let's say that desertion. Sorry.
Okay.
So desertion means that one party leaves the house, packs out of the house
for like
deserts the matrimonial home, and that should be 2 years and above.
Okay.
To certify or to be to qualify to apply
For divorce. Okay.
You get it. So once you have moved out of the home, and I'm not sure that anyone who wants a divorce will still remain intimate. But mind you, there are cases where the two parties want to get divorced. They go to court all right and all that, but whoever knows whatever happens, they are still able to get intimate behind
I was
the
going to
scene,
say that because
and they get pregnant.
I was going to use I was going to use that because there was a case where they were actually in the process of divorce, and then they go to court, the woman is pregnant. So then she's telling me she doesn't know what to do again because she's caught in between. Now she's pregnant. She doesn't know whether she wants to stay or leave.
The judge will, or the court will see you not to be serious, because at the end of the day, you said you don't want the person. So what are you doing with the person to the extent of getting
Pregnant.
Intimate? You understand?
Yeah.
Basically, you are proving to the court that like I mentioned something intolerable. It should be intolerable. So once it is intolerable, if it's intolerable, why are you having sexual intercourse with that same person that you seem not to be able to live with? You understand? So with the responsibilities, if I didn't know that was where you were driving at, but we cannot say that because you are getting divorced, you should still remain like responsible in terms of that conjugal rights. Of course, in the morally, it doesn't speak well. Well, though it might be for good, maybe the divorce might not work any longer. After all, nobody says they want divorce, or nobody is happy about divorce. Like, oh, we want this marriage to break down and all that. Everybody wants it to work. Especially when there are kids involved. And it's not easy to break down a relationship or something you've built for years, somebody you've known for years, you've lived with, just to detach all of a sudden. It takes time, and it takes a lot of emotional strength to do that. So if it is for good that you are coming back to get intimate and then to build it, to make it better, why not? But if it is not and you really want it, then I don't know.
Well, our time is up, but I want you to share your last words with our listeners this evening.
Anyway, so we've been talking marriage, and I just want to tell especially the young ones going out there, going into marriage, you should try and open your eyes as wide as you can, and ask all the questions that you need to ask. And don't only talk to your pastor. Pastor is good to talk to. Spiritual man, get a lawyer and know what is in it, especially when you are going ordinance, because the challenges you are having is as a result of people who do not know what exactly the law says about it. It has provided for everything. Everything we sit down here and talk about as challenges in marriage has already been provided for by the law.
Okay.
It's good to have all the godly counsel that there is. But there are little things. For example, how many people know that a man's refusal to eat the spouse's or the wife's food is an abuse under the law?
Interesting.
Refusing, yes. Or sleeping, separating beds. You want to sleep in another, let her also sleep in another. You should go and sleep with the children. These are things we do not know. So they are basically domestic. When you look at the Domestic Violence Act, you see all these things in it. So if everybody gets equipped with this knowledge, then you will be able to make the right choices. When you are going into marriage, okay, so the law says I shouldn't do this, I shouldn't do that. Just like we are in Ghana, we all know that the law says if you are caught stealing, this is what will happen to you.
Yeah.
So you know that the Lord states that when you are caught doing this is what will happen to you, or this is what will happen to the marriage, and this is what the Lord will do with you. You know very well from the word go. So when you are going in, you know, oh, this is my role. I need to play my role diligently. My other spouse also needs to play their role diligently. And everybody stays within their track. And things are done beautifully. But if it is not so, and you go into it without any knowledge or half knowledge, you always find yourself wanting. So seek the right knowledge. Know the consequences from the beginning. That's what the G concept is all about. Don't go into it and now start swimming for help. But know the consequences from the beginning. And then also try to know yourself.
Know yourself.
Before going into marriage. It's only when you know yourself, then you'll be able to also help either the spouse to also know or discover themselves. And that helps with compatibility and to adjust to each other. Thank you.
Thank you to Madam Gloria Peters for coming through this evening, and to anyone who is listening to us who is going through a divorce or, you know, in the process of a divorce. Well, just as Madam Peters said, nobody gets married with the mind that I'm going to get a divorce at the end of the day. And so we know that it's not easy, but God, who has his own ways, we pray that he would actually guide you and your spouse during this time, so that he will strengthen you and help you. Sure. It's Sunset Drive here on Sunny 88.7 FM.
Sunny FM is excited to announce its Couples Retreat 2025.
You're like a dream come true.
The Couples Retreat train is heading to the beautiful city of Takoradi this year. Prepare for a refreshing and unforgettable weekend getaway at the Western Serene Atlantic Hotel, crowned with a special vacation at the Groove, a Sipon Beach Resort. Date 29th to the 31st of August 2025. Lock down the date and get ready to experience a weekend filled with warm fellowship, interactive and impactful retreat sessions, and intentional couple bonding activities that will leave lasting memories. Our time at the Groove, a Sipon Beach Resort, promises pure delight, horse riding, kayaking on calm waters, to relaxing couple walks, couple games, and beautiful moments under the sunset. It's a perfect setting to unwind and reconnect in the most memorable way. The weekend will cost 7,888 Ghana cedis per couple, inclusive of transportation. Registration deadline is the 25th of August 2025. To register, call or WhatsApp 0545 223324 0545